He sent them to my coworkers, to friends and family, and he was just threatening me.
Did you consent to him revealing those videos and images?
The whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. And lower your hand. Mr. Kibitsky.
Your Honor, can we put on the record if the responding party is here?
Okay. And Ms. Alexander, who is the other party that is before the court?
The other party is, give me a second.
It's Cesar Rios.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Cesar Rios.
And let the record reflect that Mr. Rios is not present, and as such will be in default. Mr. Kibitsky.
And Your
Honor, if I just one quick thing before Mr. Kubinski gets in, we want to let the court know that everything in the order that was entered from December 12th, 2024 will remain the same with the exceptions of the child support calculations and the possession and access.
Yes, that was agreed. That was part of the order granting the new trial.
Yes, thank you.
Mr. Kubinski.
Okay. Ms. Kelly, can you please state your name?
Yes, Ashley Kelly.
And who is the child, the subject of this suit?
Ava Rios.
And who is Cesar Rios?
The father of my daughter.
Right. And how old is the child?
She's 2.
And you have been the primary parent, correct?
Yes.
All right. Is Mr. Rios employed?
Yes.
Okay. And what does he do?
He does real estate.
And do you know approximately how much his income is?
I do not.
Okay.
More or less, I would say from 1,000 to 4,000 for each house.
Okay. What does he do?
He does wholesaling. He picks up properties that have been abandoned or have debt, and he pretty much picks them up and sells them to real estate investors.
And how often does he do this?
I believe this is like his full-time job. He gets a house here and there, every 1 house every 3 months, more or less.
Okay. And so he also has other income. Is that correct?
Correct.
What income does he have?
He has VA benefits.
Right. And you've provided to the court a child support calculation. Is that correct?
Correct.
Right. And that is true and accurate, correct?
Correct.
And it's based on your own personal knowledge, correct?
Correct.
Your Honor, at this time, we move to admit Exhibit P1 into evidence.
Ms. Alexander.
No objections, Your Honor.
P1 admitted. Thank you.
Yeah. And are there any protective orders in place?
Yes.
Okay. Who are they against?
Against Cesar Rios.
And who are they protecting?
They're protecting me.
And why?
I was concerned for my safety. There's been a lot of issues I've had with him, and there was a lot of him following me around or things like that where I just felt like I needed to have something to protect me.
Okay. And you provided that protective order to the court today as Exhibit P6, correct?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time, we move to admit, I apologize, P8. At this time, we move to admit P8, which is the protective order.
Ms. Alexander.
No objections from the state, Your Honor.
P8 admitted. Thank you.
Okay. And are you having any issues with Cesar Rios?
Yes.
Okay. What issues are you having with Cesar Rios?
Currently, he's pending charges I filed against him. He pretty much did, in other words, revenge porn. He posted sexual videos of when me and him were together. He posted them online. He sent them to my coworkers, to friends and family, and he was just threatening me and harassing me. So those are the charges he has pending right now.
Did you consent to him revealing those videos and images?
No, I did not.
Okay. And he was arrested for this, correct?
Yes.
And those charges are still pending, correct?
Yes.
And when did this incident occur?
December 2024.
Was this before or after your last hearing?
It was before this last hearing. We had one in March, but it was after our first child support court that we had in December.
Okay. And you provided a copy of those revenge porn texts, correct?
Correct.
Which we've labeled Exhibit P5, correct?
Correct.
Those messages have been altered. That way it doesn't show the actual images, correct?
Correct.
Are they true and correct copies of the conversation?
Correct. Yes.
Your Honor, we move to admit P5 into evidence.
Ms. Alexander?
I'm sorry, no objections from the state, Your Honor.
P5 admitted, thank you.
Okay. And then you said he sent them to your employer as well, correct?
Correct.
And who did you work for?
With La Mente Behavioral Health.
Right. And did La Mente respond to that?
Yes, they sent him a cease and desist letter to stop bothering the employees, and he wasn't allowed to step into the facility.
Okay. And you provided that cease and desist letter to the court today, correct?
Correct.
And that's labeled Exhibit P6, correct?
Correct.
Your Honor, at this time, we move to admit P6 into evidence.
No objections, Your Honor.
6 admitted, thank you.
And have you had any physical altercations with Mr. Rios?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Who was physically violent?
Cesar Rios.
Okay. When did this incident happen?
The last time it happened was on my birthday, July 17th of 2024.
Okay. Has he been physically violent before?
Yes.
And you provided a copy of his criminal record search, correct?
Correct.
Is it true and accurate?
Yes.
Has it been altered in any way?
No.
Your Honor, at this time, we move to admit Exhibit P7, which is the criminal record search of Cesar Rios.
No objections from the state, Your Honor.
P7 admitted, thank you.
Okay. And you also provided text messages from Mr. Rios, correct?
Correct.
And these text messages show that he's working with housing, correcting?
Correct.
Correct, I apologize. And that's labeled Exhibit P2, correct?
Correct.
And they're true and accurate, correct?
Correct.
And they have not been altered in any way, correct?
No.
We move to admit Exhibit P2 into evidence, Your Honor.
No objections from the state, Your Honor.
P2 admitted, thank you.
Okay. And how has visitation been with Mr. Rios?
It's been inconsistent. He pretty much just kind of picks her whenever he wants, which is once or twice a week, every other week. He doesn't really want to have a set schedule. He just tells me that he wants to just pick her up whenever he tells me. So I just want to have something written and have a set schedule that I could follow.
Okay. And you provided a copy of the visitation that he's exercised, correct?
Correct.
And that's been labeled Exhibit P4, correct?
Correct.
And is it true and accurate?
Yes.
Has it been altered in any way?
No.
Your Honor, at this time, we move to admit Exhibit P4 into evidence.
The state has no objections, Your Honor.
P4 admitted, thank you.
Now, Ms. Kelly, how did you keep track of his missed visitations?
Just with a calendar and messages of when he does pick her up and he doesn't. To begin with, the court order we had back in December from the very first court, all the days he was supposed to get visitation, those are the days that I counted that he missed visitation. And after March, when we have no orders in place, I just counted the days that he actually has picked her up, which are very, very minimal.
Okay. And for the last month of May, he only had 5 visits. Is that correct?
Correct.
Right. And during those times, did Mr. Rios let you know that he was not going to pick up the child?
No, he did not.
Okay. And so did you make plans that you had to cancel or change?
Yes.
Okay. Is Mr. Cesar Rios dependable?
No, he is not.
Okay. And you provided no, I apologize. You provided a summary of the relief you wanted, correct?
Yes,
And that's everything that you want, correct?
correct.
Your Honor, we move to admit the relief requested. We will make it exhibit, or as an aid to the court, exhibit P10, I guess.
Your Honor, the state has no objections with the exceptions of the requested relief as to uncovered medical expenses and reimbursement of medical expenses.
Okay, duly noted. P10 admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. And in that requested relief, you're asking for him to have the standard possession order for child under 3, correct?
Correct.
And you're asking that he have no overnights, correct?
Correct.
And you're asking for guideline child support, correct?
Correct.
Which you've provided in your exhibit P1, correct?
Yes.
And that total, or his child support, is supposed to be $939.52, correct?
Correct.
On a monthly basis, correct?
Correct.
And I pass the witness.
Ms. Alexander?
I'm sorry, what was that dollar amount for child support? I'm sorry.
It was $939.52.
Just a couple of clarification questions. Mom, as to the VA benefits that dad receives, how do you know that he receives those?
Pretty much when we were together, when I was filing for Champ VA for the health insurance for my daughter, he had to provide a letter of his benefits that he received. So that's where I know the amount that he receives.
Okay,
From-
so you've actually put eyes on some kind of document that states how much he receives, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And I just want to clarify, does dad have any other children other than the child before the court?
Yes, he does. He has 2 other children.
How many?
2?
2 other children. Are they his biological children under the age of 18?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I got a little sidetracked. So the child support amounts, are you requesting that the court order these new amounts to start as of January 1st, 2025, the same date as what was in that order that was entered in December of 2024?
Yes, ma'am.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Kaminsky, any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Can I also ask?
Ms. Alexander, did you have any witnesses?
No, Your Honor, no witnesses from the state.
If I can have the closing remarks.
And Your Honor, we just ask for a wage garnishment because there has been no child support payments since the last order.
Thank you. And Ms. Alexander,
Oh, no further questions, Your Honor.
any closing remarks?
No closing remarks, except just to ask the court to set child support based on the guidelines and the testimony presented to the court, and for that child support amount to start January 1st, 2025.
Based on the testimony and evidence before this court, I will grant the new child support obligation in the amount of $939.52. That is to begin January 1st of 2025 and monthly thereafter. I will also grant the standard possession order with no overnight visits. And just so that I'm clear, Mr. Kaminsky, did you, in your request, you had the pickup and drop off at the residence of Miss Kelly. Did you still want that, or did you want it to be at a public location?
Yes, ma'am. My residence, please.
Okay, so
And Your
then, go ahead, I'm sorry.
I do apologize. We also would request for the parties to speak through app flows because there's been complications.
Miss Alexander, that you wanted to say something?
Yes, Your Honor. So, I mean, obviously I do not represent dad in any of this, but the protective order says that dad's not allowed to be within 200 yards of mom's residence. And how's he going to?
So I saw that. That's why I was wanting to know. I don't want to put orders in place that would be direct in violation of that protective order. So that's kind of why I was asking about the public place.
Your Honor, can I have a moment, just a quick sidebar with my client to discuss it?
Iris, while they're doing that, did you get all of the exhibits that were admitted?
I'm sorry, Judge, if we can go over them. I have P5, P7, and P10, which is the relief.
Okay, I have P1. This isn't the way in the order. P1, P8, P5, P6, P7, P2, P4, P10.
Alrighty, thank you, Judge. I appreciate that.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
And Judge, we would ask that, the exchange point be at the closest police department to our client's house.
Okay. Do you have, I'd like to put it in
The record.
Do we have an address for that?
Let me see if I can get it.
Zaragoza, if possible.
Police station on Zaragoza?
Yes.
Let's make sure that we put that address in the order, but I will grant that request absent any pickup and drop off from its school. I don't think she's even old enough, right?
No, ma'am, she's 2.
I was gonna say, she's not old enough for that. And is she in daycare or anything like that?
No, ma'am, my sister watches her while I work.
So then that will be the location, and then until further orders of the court. Anything else, Mr. Kabinski?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, and Ms. Alexander?
What? So who's going to be doing the picking up and dropping off of the child on mom's behalf? Again, I don't represent dad, but I don't want the court to unintentionally put him in a position of violating a court order.
Well, the pickup and drop
because I
off
believe-
will be at the police station off Zaragoza. And it will be by an adult designated by mom.
Okay.
And the same thing for dad, either dad or an adult designated by dad. Communication will be through app close. So if there's any changes in pickup, drop off, or kind of identifying who's going to do that, please do that through app close. It does monitor all of the communication between the parties. Mr. Kabinski, how long do you need to draft this order, or who's going to draft the order?
Judge, Ms. Alexander volunteered, and we don't have any problem with the state.
So then, Ms. Alexander, how much time will you need, unless you can get to me by tomorrow?
I should be able to, Judge.
Let me give you another week. Let's do next Friday.
That would be wonderful, Judge. Just
And
thinking.
no, not a problem. Next Friday by noon. Unless there's anything else, that will conclude the hearing. Thank you, everyone.